Hello students, this side Pooja Sharma, your physics teacher from Cambridge International School, Dasua. I hope you all are fine, you all are healthy. Bacha, this video is based upon the solution of the exam which you have just appeared in. Fine, although your exam went well as I got the responses from your end. But still, if there is any doubt anywhere, we are going to have this video based upon the solution of the paper. You can clear. This video is going to be for those who want a quick recap, a quick solution of whatever they have done in the exam. This video is going to be for those who need some clarity in some of the topic. This video is for those also if you missed out any of the question by anyhow, not because of some proper understanding. So you can watch the video till the end and you can clear with your topic. So let's get started. Okay ji, so the first question we have is, speed is a scalar quantity whereas velocity is a vector quantity. State how a scalar quantity differ from vector quantity. So you can say scalar quantity is the one which has magnitude but does not have a particular direction, whereas vector is the quantity which have magnitude as well as direction. Question number 1a, second part. Underline the two scalar quantities in the list below. The question is of 2 marks. There are 5 of the options given. You have to find out the two scalar quantities. So first is energy, force, impulse, momentum and temperature. So out of all this, energy is a scalar quantity, force is a vector, impulse is a vector, momentum is vector, temperature is also a scalar quantity. Fine. So you have two scalar quantities, one is energy and one is temperature. Moving on with question number 1b part. A boat is moving at constant speed. It's given in the figure 1.1. You have to draw a sketch distance time graph for the boat. Fine. If it is going on with the constant speed, you have to draw the distance time graph. So it's going to be a straight line. Fine. And with some non-zero gradient. Uska gradient zero nahi hona chahiye. Fine. And the line has to be perfectly straight. Okay. You have to draw it and you will get the marks for that. Question number 1c part. The boat in the question B is moving due west at a speed of 6.5 meter per second relative to the water. The water is moving due south at 3.5 meter per second. In the space below, draw a scale diagram to determine the size and the direction of the resultant of these two velocities. State the scale you use. फाइन. तो हम इसमें जो स्केल यूज़ करेंगे, वी आर गोइंग टू टेक 1 सेंटीमीटर. फाइन. और and 1 meter per second. Okay, that's going to be sufficient. The size of the resultant velocity you are going to have is 7.2, 7.6 meter per second. It will vary in between. And the direction is going to be east-west, 30.5 degree. So that's, I have to check the answer which you are going to write, and the judgment will be done accordingly. Next is question 2. A bus is traveling between points A and D. There are bus stops at A, B, C and D, but the bus does not stop at B and C. It's given in the figure which is there, fine, in 2.1 is the speed time graph is given for the bus. So A part is, describe the motion of the bus between each of the bus stops. Select the appropriate description from the list. So the words are all given, fine. You have to use from these in the questions. The words are constant acceleration, decreasing acceleration, increasing acceleration, moving backward at constant speed, moving forward at constant speed, or stationary, like this. So first of all, motion between A and B. So between A and B there is acceleration going on. Then is between BC. BC is steady, fine. So it's going on with a moving forward with constant speed, fine. And then from C to D. C to D when we check, it's kind of constant acceleration, क्योंकि values जो हैं वो constantly vary करेंगे आपकी, fine. Next is question number 2, B part. Okay, B part is the average speed of the bus between A to D is given 23 km per hour. Calculate the distance between A to D. So average speed is given to you as 23 and time आप खुद निकाल सकते हो, fine. Okay, what is the formula of average speed actually? That is total distance over total time, fine. तो speed आपको given है, that is 23 km per hour. Time you can have from the graph, and distance value you have to find, and its value is coming approximate 0.77 kilometer, fine. It's given in the answer key that you can have a little bit of round off but not very much. Okay, moving with the C part of this question. The bus stops at D for 1 minute and then travels at a constant acceleration of 30 seconds. On figure 1.1, sketch the possible graph for this additional motion. Label X when the bus starts to accelerate and Y for 30 seconds later. So on the graph, like everything is drawn between A, B, C, D, fine. उसके अलावा it move for 30 more seconds, fine. 30 seconds, yes, it moves for, it stop at D for 1 minute and then it move for 30 seconds, fine. So you have to label, जब बस start हुई, start to accelerate, वहाँ पे X लिखोगे, and where it stops you have to write Y. Okay ji, so first it is going to be a constant straight line and then there will be a rise where you are going to write Y. The next D part is define average speed. Average speed is the total distance traveled by an object in the time taken. Find the total time taken to cover that distance. So I have to check the way you are writing it, but yeah, this is the definition actually. Moving on with question number 3. 2 pans containing water are placed on the hot plates of the electric cooker, which is given in the figure. The 2 hot plates are switched on and the temperature of the water in the pan start to increase. When the temperature of the water is below 100 degrees Celsius, some water is evaporating. At 100 degrees Celsius, the water starts to boil and its temperature remains constant. Okay, A part. State and explain which pan has greater rate of evaporation of water when both pans of water are at same temperature. Obviously, the greater rate of evaporation. Evaporation increase with increase in the surface. Fine. So the pan which is larger and have the greater area is having the greater rate of evaporation. B part. Apart from the temperature at which it occurs, state how boiling differ from evaporation. So you have to tell how boiling is different from evaporation. So boiling requires heat, fine, and a particular temperature is required. Whereas for evaporation, the particular temperature is not required. It occurs at any of the temperature, fine. suitable temperature. Then boiling is not a surface phenomena, it's do not depend upon humidity and all, fine, whereas evaporation depend upon all these factors. Moving on with the next question. When that is question number 3C part. When the water is boiling, the thermal energy is being supplied to water at a rate of 920 watt. Explain the effect on the molecules of the thermal energy supplied. Explain the effect on the molecules of the thermal energy supplied. Okay, when we supply the thermal energy, the molecules, they move apart, fine, they start moving and separating from one another. They move faster, they have more energy, and obviously they have more energy, their bonds will be broken, their intermolecular forces will be decreased, and they move apart and they get the more and more of the energy, और process उनकी fast हो जाएगी, fine. Okay, the next is you have numerical. The specific latent heat of vaporization is given to you as 2.3 into 10 raised to power 6 joule per kilogram. Calculate the mass of water that boils away in 5 minutes. So you have to find out the value of mass, fine. Formula, you know that mass is equal to एनर्जी ओवर लेटेंट हीट ऑफ वेपोराइजेशन. लेकिन यहाँ पे हमें एनर्जी नहीं गिवन है, लेकिन हमें पावर गिवन है 920 वॉट, फाइन. सो वी नो दैट पावर इज इक्वल टू एनर्जी ओवर टाइम, देयरफॉर एनर्जी इज इक्वल टू पावर मल्टीप्लाई बाय टाइम. तो हम पावर मल्टीप्लाई बाय टाइम करके एनर्जी की वैल्यू पुट कर देंगे एंड वी डिवाइड इट विद द लेटेंट हीट ऑफ वेपोराइजेशन. ठीक है, हाँ, टाइम आपका मिनट्स में है, सो डोंट फॉरगेट टू कन्वर्ट इट इनटू seconds by multiplying it with 60. Okay, and after solving you will be getting your answer as 0.12 kilogram or 120 grams. Okay ji, let's move on with the last question of 10 marks, that is question number 4. By the way, your each question is of 10 marks. Okay, so question number 4, it consists of 3 parts, A, B, C. First we go with A part. The question is easy. You have equation, you have to complete that, you have to balance that. So the question is, a radioactive nucleus of uranium-235 decays to a nucleus of thorium and emits an alpha particle. Complete the equation. So in the equation it's given U-23592. It forms thorium plus alpha. This is the plus point they have given to you because somehow the question comes in 3 and this alpha is generally not given, so you need to write that and then you have to complete it. But here, okay ji, 92 is equal to dash plus 2, so it's going to be 90 obviously, fine. And at the top it is written 235 on one side is equal to dash plus 4, so it's going to be 231. So it's easy. For each of the blank you will be getting 1 mark. Okay, moving on with question number 4B part. A nucleus of uranium-235 undergoes the nuclear fission in a reactor. First part, state what do you mean by nuclear fission. So a very simple question they ask us. Nuclear fission हमारे पास होता है the splitting of the nucleus into 2 parts. You can say the splitting of the heavy into the lighter ones, fine. Second is suggest why a nuclear reactor is surrounded by the thick concrete wall. So it is surrounded by the thick wall so that whatever the dangerous and the harmful radiations are there, it should be absorbed, fine, and it should not be emitted into the surroundings. Okay, then third is state one environmental advantage and one environmental disadvantage of using an fission reactor to generate electrical energy in the power station. So one advantage and one disadvantage, environmental advantage and environmental disadvantage. This is very important, fine. So the answer to this is environmental. सबसे पहले हम करेंगे environmental advantage. द मेन प्लस पॉइंट इज़ कि कोई एसिड रेन नहीं होगा, फाइन. ग्रीन हाउस gases, CO2, SO2, there is nothing like all this, fine. So that's good for the environment. On the other hand, the disadvantage of this to the environment, the basic and the very important, is the risk of the radiations, fine, with the surrounding, or you can say the leakage, or you can say the disposal is also very dangerous. Okay, question number 4, C part. The thorium produced by the decay in A part, that is जो हमने equation करी थी, uranium form thorium and emit the alpha particle. In that case, the thorium is produced by the decay is also radioactive and has half-life of 26 hours. Okay, after 26 hours it decays to half of its original, fine. At a certain time, the pure sample of the isotope initially contained 4.8 into 10 raised to power 9 atoms. Calculate the number of atoms of this sample that decay in the following 52 hours. Okay, now in this case we have the half-life as 26 hours, and we have to calculate the number of atoms of the sample that decay in the following 52 hours. So 52 is just the double of 26, fine. So after 26 हाफ लाइफ हो जाएगी, उसके बाद फिर आगे 26 फिर सेकेंड हाफ लाइफ. तो टोटल वी कैन से इट्स गोइंग टू बी डिवाइडेड बाय पावर बाय 4, फाइन, क्योंकि 4.8 इंटू 10 raised to power 9 उसको डिवाइड बाय 2 से करेंगे, वी रीच टू 26 आवर्स हाफ लाइफ. उसके बाद फिर 2 से डिवाइड करेंगे, देन वी रीच टू 52. सो रेदर देन डूइंग दिस वी डायरेक्टली डिवाइड दैट विद 4, फाइन. सो 4.8 इंटू 10 raised to power 9 उसको हम 4 से डिवाइड करेंगे, वी गेट द आंसर एज 1.2 इंटू 10 raised to power 9, फाइन. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज दैट कैलकुलेट द नंबर ऑफ द सैम्पल दैट डिके. कितने डिके हुए हमारे पास? स्टार्टिंग में इनिशियली कितने थे? 4.8 इंटू 10 raised to power 9. बाद में कितने बचे? 1.2 इंटू 10 raised to power 9. मतलब डिके कितने हुए? दैट वी डू द सब्ट्रैक्शन एंड वी गेट 4.8 into 10 raised to power 9 minus 1.2 into 10 raised to power 9. That's going to give you 3.6 into 10 raised to power 9. So bacha, this is all about the test of your of paper 4 which you gave today, fine. I hope the concept, the topics are all clear to you now, fine. And if you face any doubt, any issue, any more, you can must WhatsApp me. God bless you all. Take care of yourself, take care of families, stay healthy, stay safe. Your next exam of science is approaching, so all the best, do well. Thank you, take care of yourself, bye bye.